For the next 3 days I'm gonna be kayaking across the northern Adriatic Sea with one goal in mind. Find and explore the top secret Yugoslav gulag from the Cold War. Buckle in, you're in for a wild ride. It took twice as much effort as it should have, but at least it was one trip. Well, I'm back. I'm back like a bad habit. I just have to apply for a Croatian citizenship, considering how much time I've been spending here lately. Flappy bird. Anyways, this time I'm headed towards the so-called Naked Island. It's that white bump in the distance. Don't worry, there won't be any nude beaches or anything like that. Best way to describe it would be the Yugoslavian Alcatraz. More about the history a bit later. Now I'll rather inform you about my today plan, which is this green island here in front of us. It's also got some history. For a short period of time, women were imprisoned here on this island, so I'd like to check out if there's anything still left to check out. And then tomorrow morning I'm gonna continue my way along this island to that white bump. In total I'll be doing, I think, around 16 kilometers of kayaking, which is not a lot for someone who knows how to kayak. But last time I did it, I messed up my wrist for at least a month. But since then I have watched one 3-minute YouTube tutorial on how to paddle, so I'm a lot better prepared this time around. Also, to save my back for another day, this time I already started in the kneeling position. Okay, we made it to, what's it called again? Sweetie Gurgur, something like that. Kumare. bastard. It's so lonely. Please wait here. I really needed to pack light for this trip, so fortunately the fishing rod had to stay at home. But what we can do is go hunt for some deer in a friendly manner. There should be more than a few here on this island. A giant field for crops. Can you imagine how much effort it took to level all of this out? And it's just one of many creations they did here on this island. Before the prisoners came here, this island was nothing but rock and stone. All of these bushes you see now, these weren't here before. Around 1950, when the women were imprisoned here on this island, they brought dirt here, spread it around these hills, planted the vegetation, and built these stone fences so the wind wouldn't blow it away. Now it became one of the greenest islands in the Adriatic Sea. This is some nasty looking water. Imagine that's what they used to water the trees with. No wonder they're all dead. Okay, next on the agenda is building here. Whoa, that's a giant stink. It's gonna flip over and squish me. Ooh. I'd rather drink toilet water than this. A chimney of some sort. Whoa. What kind of machine is that? Maybe some sort of a blacksmithing shop. Oh, I just milk it. And the deer hunt continues. I've got some carrots in the back for bait, and my hands for pets, so that's all I need. This path that I'm on should take me to the female prison, but judging by some of these buildings, I don't have high hopes. Whoa, it's a big hole. It's all broken. It's pretty though. My goodness, this is a beautiful place. If I was a deer, that's exactly where I'd want to be. Look at that. Deer. No, it's a carrot. I think those were the prison cells on both sides. This was the courtyard, and that was the guard's palace. Let's see if I can get up on top. Ooh, stairs. Oh, bird. The builders, not the builders, the prisoners weren't just tree planters, they were also builders. All of these houses were built by them. They were women of many talents. Such a cool location, just used for the completely wrong reasons. According to my map, there should be a giant water collector up on this hill, so I wonder if that's where the deer are at. 99.9% sure it's empty, but you never know. Is that the brains of the operation? Yeah, looks like it. There's probably a giant tank behind there. And this pipe took the water down to the prison. I didn't think it's gonna be underground. Whoa! It's not what I imagined it to look like. On the maps it looked like a lake, but it makes a lot more sense. Can't really drink lake water. Wow. What did you see? I'd also like to know. Well, maybe I can find out. But I put on my climbing shoes. Please hold me, I'm not that heavy. Well, that's something you shouldn't be doing all alone on a deserted island. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I think I've just used my last bit of luck for today, so better go someplace safer. Apart from this swamp and a few other puddles, there's no source of fresh water here on this island, so I do wonder where the deer get their water from. Maybe the locals bring it, or they've got their own rain collectors somewhere, but I've yet to find them. Looks like they ran out of these big slates here at the end. Don't take my word for it, but I think these tiles are also built by the prisoners themselves. On the naked island, the one I'm gonna visit tomorrow, they had a quarry and all sorts of workshops, so you'll see. I don't have to explain. Anyway, we reached the end. I'm gonna go back the same route I came from, down here, and my kayak is somewhere behind there. After a short burek break, I got it at the same place as last time, because they don't know what they're doing. This prison, however, didn't last long. After just a couple of years, we moved the women from this island to the naked island. That's where the men's prison was. We were still separated, but I don't know, I guess they just wanted to have them all in one place. It makes sense for logistic reasons. But yeah, after that, this island became abandoned. That's when they moved in the deer. For what reason exactly, I don't know. Maybe for hunting, tourism, or just to keep the ecosystem going. Maybe just for fun, I don't know, to be honest. Changed my mind, I'm not going back just yet. I spotted a little hideout up there. Oh. Oh, that would be a terrifying way to go.
This is Sparta!
No idea where I'm at. Oh, here's a watchtower, but not the one I'm looking for. Just as I stopped recording on my camera, there it is. Getting close. Still got lots of carrots to share. I was about to say, well, it was a cool find. Now I'd still like to get rid of the carrots. Oh! Wow! And found no deer, but this is also nice. Some grumpy noises coming from that bush. Oh! There they are. No! Don't run away! What about my carrots? Is that a wild boar? What the hell just happened? I don't know if I'm going nuts, or was that a wild boar leading a pack of small deer? Well, if there's boars on the island, then that makes things a lot more exciting. Oh, look. Oi. Ah, come on. I have to force it down your throat. Train away. 15 minutes left. What do I make of that? Force feed deer. Considering how small of an island it is, it's got quite a variety of animal species. Had no idea about the boars. Now that I do, I feel a lot less predatory and a lot more like a prey. Ah. Yes, that's what I drink. Asbestos or tetanus, you choose. Sun's down, the deer hunts down. Just gotta get down to the boat. Oh, it's getting cold. Don't even ask me about that creepy light. Seeing what I'm seeing. Oh, don't go. Look, I got carrots. Give me 1 minute and I'll change your mind. First half you get for free, and the other one you're gonna have to come and get it. Ah, you coward. Look, take the carrot, go tell your friends, and you can meet me at the boat. Got a full backpack. Hope my abandoned kayak hasn't found a new owner. It's been there for half a day. Oh, it's good to see you too, buddy. Oh no. My clothes are all wet because of the sea moisture. Looks like I won't be the first guest away here. Might collapse under the slightest breeze, but at least it's easy to set up. Big thanks to my friend for letting me borrow it. I gave up on that shitty tent of mine, so from now on I'm borrowing. Literally brought more food for the deer than myself. Well, I'm low maintenance. Some good old rice. Probably turn around. Logging out. Ugh. Oh, this moisture made it feel 10 times colder than it actually was. Use this summer sleeping bag in -5 and it wasn't as cold as now in 10 degrees. Well, yesterday's mission was a flop. The deer hunting mission, I mean. But today is a new day. I'm gonna pack my stuff and head towards the main attraction, Yugoslavian Alcatraz. And we're off. Now the gulag. We've got to get around that corner and then should be able to see the island. Yesterday I told you a whole bunch of everything, but nothing about how the island actually came to be. I mean, reason the island was always here. What a lovely hidden beach. After World War II ended, the leader of Yugoslavia, Tito, and the leader of Soviet Union, Stalin, were first allies, but they didn't last long because of their different political views, so eventually they became enemies. And Yugoslavians didn't like that, because Stalin had a lot of power and influence from World War II, so they thought he was a safer option to root for. But that of course meant betrayal to Tito. So that's where it all started. There's these bunkers all along the coast. If only they had a parking spot for my boat. Tito opened a political prison camp here on the naked island, Goli Otok in Croatian, and that's where he put all of the people that supported Stalin Or even if they didn't, it was enough to be accused of supporting Stalin, and I would pack your bags and fly you out here. Fly us on a boat, I mean. Okay, I'm beyond that corner now and still no sign of the island. But it should be behind that corner. Look how clear the water is. You can see all of the water worms. Shit. My camera is not waterproof. It's not anymore. If it comes to a blackout, it's my fault. There's our prize. For some it was a prize they had to pay, but for me it's a prize. And back there on the mainland you can even see some snow. Otherwise you can never tell it's winter. Oh. I wasn't planning on doing this in the winter because of the cold water and everything. But then I realized the sea is a lot more peaceful now because there's no boats, which also means there's a lot less chance of me getting ran over. And the cold water is only a problem if my boat fails me. That's why I got this neoprene. Although it's a bit big here in the stomach area, I don't know how much it would help, but it gives me peace of mind. There's also the idea of flying to the island with a helicopter, but unfortunately we couldn't get a permit, so manpower it is. Still, I'd like to give a major shout out to my Croatian friend Matija. I know how much effort he put in to try and make that happen, so thanks again. Instead of that, we did a flight over the Julian Alps, which was also super nice. The only thing here that isn't an island is this line right here. That's an island, that's an island, came from that just now. And this here is also an island. That's where I parked yesterday. So yeah, Croatia does have a lot of islands. But anyway, I'm gonna park myself somewhere here and then I'll make my way on foot to this bush area. That's where the main part of the prison is. There's scattered all over the island, but did I just hear a ship? Oh, we're gonna have company.
Shut up!
Okay, you made it. I like to keep my shoes dry. What? There goes that. Oh, my is so cramped up. You won't believe me, but a rabbit just came out of that tetanus box. It's right behind the corner. Holy mother of God, what did I just see? It was either a 200 kilo tuna or a dolphin. Jumped like 5 meters in the air. Good thing I didn't bring a fishing pole. I'd be dumb enough to try and catch it. I don't know if I'll be back by evening, so I put it far enough away from the sea so that the moisture won't get it in the evening. The rest doesn't need drying, so I'll just put it under the kayak. So many of these lizards. Okay, so the very first thing they would do to a new arrival like me is they would strip you naked and make you walk past a line of 1,000 or 2,000 prisoners whose job was to spit, kick and basically beat the living shit out of you. Some of them didn't even survive that, but those that did, well, for them it was just the beginning. And to be honest, I don't know what's worse. Already bones. Oh my. They're all over the place. I think that's where they stored their cart, and it would go directly to the workshop or storage area, whatever that is. Don't take my word for it though. So many buildings I couldn't research all of them, and these belong in that category. If you know better, please correct me in the comments. Haven't used my luck for today yet. So. Good bird shit right in my face. But the rest of the view is nice. That's where I'm going. Into the bushes. Just I'd like to check out that bunker or whatever that is. Oh! Look, a rabbit. See, I wasn't lying. Turning prisoners against each other was one of their main tactics to prevent outbreaks and just any kind of resistance. Because if fellow inmates were beating your ass, then how could you trust anyone? bring peace and carrots. No. No. My mom's gonna be even more offended than me when she sees this. She's the one that grew the carrots. Shoot! This was part of the quarry. Let's see if I can get on top. Yeah. That's a bunch of thorns in my finger. But yeah, this looks like it was the quarry. They were mining the rock up here, and they drove it on the roof and sent it down onto wagons or whatever. So that was probably some kind of rock processing facility. Excuse my terminology, I know it's shit. Not an Englishman. Wonder what happened when one of these got jammed. Well, I think we know the answer to that. It kick you down and keep you there until you fix it. And that was the harbor. I think I was in sport mode. That rock was then used to build all of the houses on the island. Quarrying and masonry were just two of many professions they had. They were also tree planters, just like on the... oh, rabbit. Just like on the women's prison, they also put dirt here on the island and planted all of the trees. And then there was also metal work, carpentry. They made tiles. Some of them are still in use along the Adriatic coast in some public places. So yeah, any blue collar job you can think of, they did it probably. And here is where they would export their goods and import new prisoners. I think there's one or two more ports like that. But there was a way to avoid all of that work. Because the whole system was running on hierarchy. It meant that if you denounced Stalin, played by the rules and beat your fellow inmates, then you could get a higher position and even earn some rewards. You guessed it. Next up is the industrial zone. Please excuse my broken English. Another ferry here. What's up with me today? I'm in port, which naturally leads to the factories. And this here was the heart of the island. This prison was built on a hierarchy system, which meant not everyone was treated equally. And if you didn't wanna play by the rules, you'd end up in section 102, which is next on the list. Want my carrots? Look, I'm tired of carrying them around all day, so I'll just throw it to you. If I find them. When I got them out of my bag, it was too late. This place is way too pretty to be a prison. Where did they get that idea? Instead of this, Tito should have retired and built himself a resort here. Oh no. Don't tell me that's a... Oh, fast. I wonder what happened to him here in the middle of the road. Another water collecting system. And I think there's our 102 section. Yeah, no, that's not it. But it is something. Ah, a goat shelter. Bit further, I guess. Oi. The 102. How am I even carrying this anymore? These rabbits are everywhere. I've seen like 50 of them. Maybe it's just one that is going in the same direction as me. You wouldn't be far off if you said that's a prison inside a prison. Oh wow, I've never been inside a prison before. Why am I so excited about it? Down here on the ground level, these are the isolation cells. Wow. Hey, I've got a pair just like that. Should I go for it? Ah no. Shit, I've got an ankle monitor. No can do. Could be wrong, but there's a very high chance these tiles were built by the prisoners. Okay, let's go check the upstairs. I'm just gonna speed through because we've got limited daylight and more stuff to see. There's one specific room I'm looking for, but I can't find it anywhere. Maybe it's not in this prison, but ever since I saw that photo, I wanted to see it. Well, if you don't find it, post the picture on right now. Okay, prison done. Now I still got left a school, and not an ambulance, a hospital, and one more thing down there. It's more than just a thing, but one thing at a time. Well, I accidentally walked past the school, so for the hospital. Gotta watch out for tetanus shots. My Crocs are not vaccinated. Oh, that was a close call. Look at that bastard. There seems to be an ongoing problem with the roofs. Well, there can't be a problem if there isn't any. I mean, it's been 75 years, but still, we're not in America. Houses here shouldn't be built out of paper. Just joking, of course. Please don't. Ooh. Karma. Back to school, boys and girls. Oh no, someone locked the door. Maybe it's best that way. These roofs are a gamble. Of course, there were no kids in this school. The school was used to teach the prisoners about trades, and if you're a Stalin supporter, you were taught how wrong you are. Okay, now there's two rooms I'm looking for. A prison cell and an x-ray room. Naturally I thought it's gonna be in the prison and hospital, but nope. I'm gonna go check out that last place and then on the way back maybe search some more. Should be here. Seen photos online, but wasn't smart enough to research the exact location. So now I'm left hanging with nothing. As the number of prisoners kept growing, they started running out of room, and that's when they built this place. Although it's nothing like it was, because the actual prison labor camp closed in 1956, and it was then turned into a normal prison, so they destroyed all of the old buildings and That's what the modern prison looked like. If I had to be a prison, I'd choose this place. Just look at that view. But only if it was after 1956. Whoa, what is that? Bread making machine. That would be the oven then. Yes, there are also bakers. So many cushions. What were they doing with that? Don't tell me that's for sleeping. And I don't want no part of this prison. Huh. Dining area and the kitchen. There's some carrots up there if you want. Yeah. Okay. That is one nice stairway. A bunch of half-naked women. And Michael Jackson, also half-naked. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that and go search for my X-ray machine instead. Skipped a few buildings on the way here, so I'll check those. But if I don't find anything, I'm probably not gonna record it because I already filmed too many boring empty rooms. There's so many footprints in the concrete. How can you not realize you're walking on wet cement? Must have been done on purpose by the guards. Ship carpet. Oh. That's a mummified ship. Huh. Another ship carcass and a few legs there. Oh, no way. Finally. Starting to lose hope, but there it is. Hope it was worth it. Can't answer for you, but for me it definitely was. You know me, I've got to touch everything. Looks like the last person they tried to scan was burned to pieces. Okie dokie, just one more thing to tick it off the bucket list. Tick off the bucket list. Oh my goodness. Starting to get hungry. Oh, that scared the shit out of me. Might as well share some unreliable stories on the way back. I don't know how much of it is true, but apparently they sometimes had gladiator fights to the death. Also, the prisoners' wives and family members had to divorce or disown them. But again, only read that on the internet, so can't say for certain. But one thing I can say is their biggest enemy here was water. I mean, the lack of it. Pretty much all of the prisoners that got off the island said that. But the sad reality is many didn't. Out of the 16,000 people that served here, anywhere from 400 to 8,000 didn't make it. The number varies a lot because the government tried to hide all of their wrongdoings, so no one really knows. So yeah, even here on the island you can't find any graves. Okay, I'm back in the industrial zone. Doubt it's gonna be here, but let's see. Another grave. Quite a bit underwhelming, but I did find it. I knew it was fake, but I thought it's gonna be at least covered in a bit more color. You can see it used to be all over the wall, but now it's turned into dust. The Dyson out, it's bloody dusty. Bucket list complete, it's time to retreat. I was about to not put up the tent, but after about 5 minutes I realized everything's wet already, so tent it is. Well, at breakfast that's a waste of my precious water. But it's my last day, so I'll be fine. I'm only gonna go check out one more lookout and then that's it. Home we go. Also look where I camped myself. A giant water reservoir. I'm gonna put that here to dry out. I don't know who told you about the carrots, but I don't have no. They're long gone. Keep moving. Oh, don't drink that. You dumb. Hope your kid doesn't end up like you. She really brought 3 others for support. Both way charging sounds like a great idea. Until the power bank hits all your camera's batteries. It's the same as the one I spent the night in on top of Croatia. About the same size too. Wow, I don't think I ever seen fog like that on the sea. Beautiful. Bleh. Where did this crazy guy come from? home, home, here I come.